Hello Pisces, welcome back to my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. If you're new, welcome. This is a general collective reading for your sign for the month of June. There are a few things happening during the month astrologically. I'm just going to pick out a few for you. Sun, Mercury, North Node, all in Gemini. So a lot of Gemini focus with two other specifics there. Mercury is retrograde. It will be retrograde for from the beginning, well, from the 29th of May, so from the beginning of June right through to the 22nd of June. There will be a slight drag period after that as well, a little bit of a shadow period, but it will be in effect for that entire time, and it's going to be in Gemini, and it will be through the course of Gemini. It doesn't move into another sign. So Mercury normally rules Gemini, so all communication, all Mercury related matters will be very, very intense during this period. So all forms of communication, written, verbal, body language, contracts, documents, communications with people in general, but also certain people around you as well. This can also be about anything that is, Mercury related, which is electronics, communications, internet, and it can also be to do with certain sort of journeys, like short journeys by vehicles, transport, maps, that sort of thing. But generally, it's all forms of communication are highlighted, and Gemini is much the same. And this can be very much to do with general relatives, aunts, uncles, cousins, and siblings as well. Even neighbors may come into that. Learning is coming into that. Grasping of ideas, listening, and talking. And also exchange of ideas, research, and so on. And with Mercury, some certain amount of truth can also come out as well. But being retrograde, normally it's a period which is, it's very much an introspective period. It's a time to go over things again, to look inward. Time slows down somewhat. And it really is time to go over things with a magnifying glass. And this is normally an internal process. Communications can go awry during this period. Certain things can happen, like assumptions can be made, or things can be overlooked or misunderstood or misinterpreted, and electronics can sometimes fritz as well. So things like that can occur, but it is a very much an introspective period. So anything you're wanting to launch, or you're planning a big action or a big purchase or some kind of initiation of action, it's best to leave it till after the 22nd, just because you probably won't get the result that you require. There could also be delays and frustrations around that. But this is purposeful. It's time to go back over the plan again. Anything with a re in front of it, reinvent, review, repeat, release, relocate, refine. All of these things come up under a retrograde. And it's a time to go back over your plan again, back to the drawing board, go over things, double check, triple check, everything. It's also a chance to fix or change or create and make something much better than what you had before. It can also be that people and situations can pop back into your life from the past. Normally brings in closure or some kind of information, valuable insight, something like that. We also have a new moon solar eclipse, and this will be happening on the 10th of June at 19 degrees of Gemini. So new moons are always about new starts, fresh beginnings, and so on. In some cases, potential and dreams. Solar eclipse is always about change. And this is mastery of that change, mastery of self-mastery. So, whatever it is, it could be a little bit of a jolt or an upheaval. Being Gemini, in relation to Pisces, that is also a mutable sign. There will be a bit of a challenge there. But it will be a change of some sort coming in. In some cases, it can be a real change, a real shift for some people, like a complete change of direction, or an epiphany, or a real, some solid realization, something kind of really sets in. But it can be quite a big shift to do with either relationships or your profession, or a relocation in some cases. In other cases, it can be literally just a pure realization about something, seeing something very differently than how you looked at it before. It could force you into the present moment, which is really where you need to be to make decisions. And it's about mastery of that change, your attitude, how you go about it, mastering all the various aspects that come in. And it can also be about fixing and changing or creating something new, something better than what you had before. Then we also have on the 13th of June, Saturn and Uranus are going to be in a tense angle to each other. Saturn is always about discipline and structure, systems, rules, timekeeping, and foundations, and it's retrograde, so intense energy. And in Aquarius, Aquarius is a very futuristic element, and that is always to do with the future technology, and visions for the future, friendships, group associations, global consciousness, and also social reform can all come in there. And your personal hobbies and dreams as well, your hobbies and interests. And then we have Uranus, which is the god of change, expect the unexpected, and that is all about deconditioning and change, and in some cases liberation. And it's going to be in Taurus currently, which is a very grounded and earthy sign, a fixed sign that doesn't like change, so that's already going to be an issue. And so I feel there will be a lot of quite a big push and pull between those two energies. Then for you particularly, Jupiter is in Pisces at the moment, which is wonderful for you. Jupiter is a very, very expansive planet. Really, expansive is the word. It can bring in breakthroughs, luck, joy, happiness. Some kind of expansion in whatever area is appropriate for you with your Piscean energy. It's very expansive, and as I say, I feel a lot of healing and breakthroughs can occur with this energy. It will be in Pisces until it starts going retrograde on the 20th of June. Then it will come back out of Pisces for a while, so we'll be going over ground it's already covered again. But very huge opportunity for you to obtain the most brilliant aspects of Jupiter at this time. So let's see what else we've got for you. Also, Venus and Mars will be together in Cancer, 3 to 12 June. Cancer is harmonious to your sign, so, and those two planets together, they won't be close together. That'll come later in Leo towards the end of June, but still, nonetheless, it can bring in some masculine and feminine energies in the Cancerian sign, which is a very emotional and caring sign, very home-oriented sign. So see how that comes in for you. Please don't forget to like and share, or like and subscribe, as that helps to move the videos around YouTube. Okay, so we've got 12th house, which is your house. Pisces rules the 12th house. We've got 11th house, as I said to you. 11th house, Aquarius normally rules 11th house, and Saturn is in Aquarius at the moment. So I do feel that those issues are going to come up for you. And then we've got endings and beginnings, 8th house. We've got solar eclipse. Okay, so that is coming in for you. This is the energy of the solar eclipse. Yard Destiny and Aquarius. Okay, so that Saturn and Aquarius is definitely going to be highlighted for you. And obviously the angle it's associated with, which will be Taurus. So bottom of the deck, the astrology deck, is Jupiter abundance. So I did say that Jupiter in your sign is important at the moment. It will be for just over a year, but it will be retrograding out for a little while, and it'll be back in again for you. That's only on the 20th of June. It will start moving back out of Pisces again. We've got Mawu, Mother Earth, so you need to ground yourselves. Urakura, and Kuan Yin. Bottom of the goddess deck is green Tara, start delegating. Let's get a fairy tarot. Oh, that's very nice. 3 of Summer. Bottom of the fairy tarot is 4 of Summer. Get a destiny card for you. Clarity. Okay. This is definitely going to come in with the solar eclipse. Okay. Right, let's start here. So we've got 12th house. So 12th house is the house of dreaminess. It's the house of spiritual connection, spiritual life, and you know, your connection to whatever it is that your spirit team, God, the prime creator, source, whatever you relate to, and its connection to that, and that is also opens the gateway for imagination and inspiration and all of those beautiful things. So huge opportunities for healing, huge opportunities for getting to the grips with certain processes which are in the unconscious. It's also a wonderful opportunity to retreat and reflect and go within, to do a little bit of dwelling on certain things, and that can also be to bring that imaginative side and inspirational side through, but it can also be just for meditation purposes and for understanding larger concepts and just getting to grips with what all the internal feelings and so on. But a huge opportunity for healing, as I said. In some cases it's service work to others, but it can also be a profession, as in the healing profession, but also it could be volunteer work or aspects of that, charity work, whatever. You have got 11th house, and all of those sorts of things do come in there. But it can also be about, obviously, your spiritual life, understanding concepts to do with that, mysticism, and so on. And it can also be about karma, understanding your karma, karmic issues that you have come into this lifetime with. It can also be related to karmic inheritance in some cases. 12th house is also the house where you meet soulmates or people that you have a very deep bond with. This can be a love relationship, or it could just be a soulmate, which can be a number of sort of different types of relationships. It can also be about getting to grips, as I said, with the unconscious processes. Now, this is things that are in the unconscious, like drives, motivations, programming, behavioral things, and things that kind of drive your life. The unconscious rules about 90% of your life. So that's just, it's everything that's going on underneath, internally. And this can also be about escapism in some cases. So this can be literally getting away, going on a retreat, spending time away on your own, or just apart from others, to sort of do processing. Or it could be related to literally being escapist. In other words, not facing certain things, not dealing with certain things. And that can in some ways lead to reliance on certain things like addictions, and this can be substance, but it can also be situations like media, addiction to media, or addiction to worry or drama, or even codependency, whatever the situation is. All of these things come up with the 12th house. It can also be about your experiences in certain types of institutions. So this can be like a legal institution, or it can be a government or a hospital or a library or a university, any of those sorts of situations. It's your experiences there while you were in that place. Now, any one of those areas could come in for you. You have got solar eclipse revolution. So normally, as I said, solar eclipse is a can be an upheaval or a big change. It can be a big change of direction, or it could be like a realization, like an epiphany. This really sets a lot of things in motion. But it can be what it is it can be very fast like that, or it just could appear out of nowhere. This will, it's to teach you self-mastery, how to manage change or how to manage this process. And this can also steer you in a different direction. So this could be related to a relationship, or it could be related to a profession, or it could be related to where you live. You may want to move or relocate or change something in that area. So all of these things come in with the solar eclipse, but it is about your attitude and how you're handling the change. So your ability to manage this change in an optimistic and progressive way will determine the rate of the transition and how the transition happens. If you're resistant, or you don't want to face it, or you are doing any other kind of behaviors which are not actually helping you, they're not helpful, they're self-defeating, then this solar eclipse can be quite an upheaval. But if you know there are changes that need to be made, or you can see straight away what needs to happen, then you can manage the change, take the steps required, and move forward. It might be a little bit of an upheaval initially, but then once you're out of that situation, in some cases it can be moving you out of a rut. Once you're out of that situation, you're starting to find your feet, then you will find that this needed to happen in your life. So all of these aspects coming in for you. Now, it is saying here, Mawu, Mother Earth. So you are called upon to help with environmentalism. So that's an aspect coming in here. Now, with the 11th house, as I said, that could very well be coming in. It could be a change of career. It could be a realization that you're having about something, some sort of epiphany which really affects you to your core. It could be to do with that, and it may be around this issue, but it is also about grounding. That's what Mother Earth, Mawu, is about, grounding. So being a Pisces, and your 12th house is aspected here, it's saying that you do need to ground yourself at this time. So do your grounding meditations. 12th house is the house of spirituality and meditation and so on. It could be yoga as well. Do something which is going to ground you. So either through meditation or walking with your feet on the bare earth or on the beach or wherever you are, and sitting on the actual earth. It can also be using crystals, grounding crystals to assist you, whatever you can do to ground yourself. And this is also eating properly, sleeping, taking regular naps, and that helps to bring your energy, to soothe your energy. It's also about clearing away toxic things from your environment. So this could be within your home or within your actual environment. So this can be physical things, as I said, like chemicals or things that trigger you, what you're eating, what you interacting with. It could be media. It can also be situations around other people. So these can be people who perhaps are not actually right for you. The connection with them isn't right for you. So that can come in. So it can be limiting that or restricting that in some way. It can also be that you may be being pulled under by other people's complexities, their dramas and their troubles and worries. And because you're empathic and a Pisces, quite often you get taken advantage of in that way. So this is about clearing out anything that's triggering or toxic for you. This is in your actual environment, your home, but also obviously around you, energetically as well. But ground yourself. Make sure that you are doing that on a regular basis. With very strong energy, 12th house and a solar eclipse. So this is very, very strong energy coming in for you. And it can also be sort of channeling your energy in a very positive way. And this can be related to some sort of social reform or a global consciousness outlet, something. It can also be recycling things around your home, and upcycling things. Perhaps you have a gift for a talent for that. But it can also be recycling of energy within yourself. You may be transmuting a lot of energy at this time. So all of these aspects come in with this. Now, with this, I do feel with this solar eclipse and also coming in with your 12th house, there will be other elements where it's going to be reflected here as well. But you have got clarity coming in. So with the 12th house, it's important that, especially when the solar eclipse comes in, that you stay in the present moment. Okay, don't slip off into the past or into some sort of reverie or allow yourself to be confused or overwhelmed. Okay, because emotions are going to rise up. So clarity, it's important to speak clearly, think clearly, be clear about your intentions and everything that is going on. And if you are grappling with something, do everything possible to gain clarity in that issue. It's going to be important with this this energy coming in and in the 12th house. So it's important to aim for that always, because of Europiscean and the 12th house energy, you can lose a few boundaries, or slip off into a reverie, or just not be able to see things 100% clearly, or you could be sensing a tremendous amount and you can't discern what is actually right for you and what is right for somebody else, and so on. So it's important to get clarity, and you're going to do that through meditation, through spiritual practices, through obtaining healing. You may need to go for healing with somebody, but solitude, time alone, will help you with that as well. Okay, so we have got here 11th house. So this, as I said, can be about friendships. So I do feel that's coming in for you in some shape at this time. And it can also be about anything to do with groups, group activities. So this can be like a book club or a recycling club, or a group that you're joining to do with social issues, whatever it may be. It could be a healing group. Any kind of group or group consciousness comes in. And it's also about networks and contacts as well. So, any kind of situation where you are an individual within a group setting can also come in. This can be a group of companies even. So it's contacts, networks, and working all of those out. It's also to do with your personal hopes and dreams, what you're visioning for yourself in the future, and your interests, your hobbies or whatever it is that you do, things that are of interest to you. And this can be perhaps that's why you're a member of a group, perhaps it's a society or an association, something like that. So any of those issues could come in. It's also about, on a sort of a global consciousness level, social reform. It can also be to do with trends in society or trends in the world at this time. And following that and your futuristic visions and things that you may be getting insights coming to you. You may be downloading insights to do with that. It's also your ideals are coming in with the 11th house as well. So quite a big house, but it has got the global aspect, and then it's got some personal aspects as well. Now, it's saying here that in some form you have got your destiny here. So this is a destiny card. This is saying that you have a special purpose in this house, okay? So it could be technology related as well, or it could be to do with some sort of futuristic endeavor, or seeing a gap, some pathway into the future. You're getting a glimpse of something. Personally, it could be for you personally, or it could be something that you're involved in. Or it could be an insight to do with a friendship. But your destiny is always about divine timing coming in here. But it is a destiny card, and it's saying this is something that you simply have to go through. It's part of your path that you've chosen this lifetime. And it's saying that there may be aspects of your path which kind of you have to do on your own. And this is about listening to your own inner guidance, your own, you're listening to your inner GPS, tuning into that. You're going to get a lot of guidance about that. You're going to get a lot of guidance about your path in particular, which is very specific to you. So you may be like an individual following certain global trends or something like that, and you're seeing something in that which is relevant to your purpose. But it sometimes can be that you may be sort of different from others in some way. Your path is unique, and you're not going to have loads of other people to rely on or get advice from and so on, because they're doing their thing, and this is very specific to you. And This can also be that you may need to be working on your own, or in some sort of secluded fashion on whatever it is that is coming up with the yod. This can be, there can be a lot of like turmoil. I feel that the solar eclipse is going to bring in a bit of turmoil for you, or it's because it's change. Change is coming in, so something needs to be shifted. And with this energy, there's like a disruption coming in, some sort of chaos or some kind of upheaval. And it's you kind of working your way through this situation. It can be a little bit frustrating, and there will be obstacles, there will be a few sacrifices along the way, but this path is very specific to you, and it's ultimately in your highest good. It's something that you come here to do. So you will learn a lot, and you will have success on the other side of it, but it's just a process that you go through, sorting things out and moving forward. It can be a pioneering energy as well, this energy coming in. You'll be marching to your own drummer, kind of. You'll probably be getting insights or seeing certain things that others may not see at this time. But it's not a clearly laid out path. You're going to get small inklings and steps that you've got to follow along the way, but it's all going to be based on your inner knowing, what you feel inside, your own inner guidance at this time. And then we've got here Irakura blossoming. You are just getting started, so have patience with yourself in the process and do not give up. So whatever you're involved in here, it's saying that this is, whatever the obstacles are that are in front of you, or whatever is occurring, don't give up, okay? You're really only just at the beginning of this process, and there's a kind of a flowering that occurs, and this takes place as you learn things, as you grow, as you evolve. And just have patience with the process. Certainly with your destiny, as I said, there can be frustrations with this, because there's turmoil, or there's things that are going on that it's difficult to work out exactly, it's not clear. And certain things will occur, and you really have got to listen to your inner guidance to follow this path. And so just reassuring you that this will occur, that this will open up for you. You just need to go with the process. Have faith in the process, and just keep following it, and do not give up. As I said, it is a flowering principle. She also is saying that spend time in nature, spend time in the floral kingdom, to help you. There are many remedies and essences that you can use, whether it's flower essences or essential oils, anything like that. Will help you at this time, like Bach flower remedies or whatever. You can also make your own, and it can also be that you can burn essential oils in your home, whatever the situation is. It also can be an interest for you. For some people, it's an interest and possibly a career. Understanding that in some way may also come in with this card. I do feel that whatever is occurring for you in this house, there may be some new friendships to be found, or you may be interacting with others at this time in some way. We have got here Three of Summer. News worth celebrating, announcements such as weddings, graduations, or births, friends you cherish. So you have got the 11th house aspected here. So this may be just coming in for you, and something may come in, something that is worth getting together with other people, and pick and choose your friends, all right? Because sometimes with the 11th house also you can have people around you who are not necessarily friends. They can be acquaintances, but they can be very supportive. They may not know exactly what it is that you're doing, or fully understand it, but they can still be supportive. So that may very well come in for you. And one of them may be announcing something, or you may have something to talk about or celebrate, or just need to spend time with your very, very close ones at this time. But there's something coming in which is worth some sort of get together, and something to celebrate. Now, I feel with this energy here, the 11th house, as I said, this could be working with others at this time. So it could be related to people that you're associated with, or it could be acquaintances or a group that you're involved with, something like that. We have got Green Tara, start delegating. So it says here, ask others, including me, to help you instead of trying to do everything by yourself. So if you are in some sort of activity, or it could even be it's either a group activity or some other like work situation, or something comes up with the solar eclipse and now you've got a lot to arrange or organize. What it is saying is that get people in to assist you at this time. So whether this is friends, colleagues, acquaintances, whatever, or it could even be services that you need to call in to assist you to manage something that's occurring here. It's just saying that none of us can be Superman or Superwoman, and there are aspects that simply we can't do it all. So get services in, or whatever you can, to come in and assist you, whether it's delegating people or friendships or just others around you at this time. Just find ways and means to spread the load and to assist you to move forward, because there's going to be a lot going on. And also it's important to arrange time, to block time for yourself. This is so that you can sit quietly in contemplation and make decisions. It's important when you have you got a lot of things going on, you're juggling a lot of things, or you're trying to organize a lot of things, or you have a lot of responsibilities or tasks that have come up. It's important to make sure that you prioritize time for yourself. And this is why you have the 12th house here. This is time to be on your own, or in even if it's an hour a day or whatever it may be, just plan in a certain amount of time for yourself to just reflect and be on your own or in a quiet space, so that you can actually, it's part of your self-care, to give yourself time to make decisions or to think things through, to work things out, plan, or whatever the situation may be. So this is important, because you want to make clear and concise decisions, and this is again why you have clarity here. So you need to actually give yourself the time in order to do that, and to work things out, or perhaps workshop things, or do research, or find out more information, whatever the situation may be. It's saying that, spread the tasks out, and if people offer you help, please accept it. And then all you need to do is just manage the process and coordinate things, but you must allocate time for yourself. You must prioritize time for yourself as well, so that you can make healthy and informed decisions. Now we have got here 8th house. So this is saying that there is some kind of ending and beginning. Now with the solar eclipse, this is, as I said, more than likely. It can be a physical change, or it could be a realization that you have that leads to a cycle change. Okay, so this is either the ending of something falling away, something that you no longer need or is not working for you in your life anymore. It falls away, and then you bring in a new beginning. Or it could just be that you are going through the end of a cycle and you're starting a new one. So the end of a chapter and the beginning of a new one, whatever it is for you. 8th house is always to do with sexuality, and it can be about death as well, but this is normally like an ego death, or something that is ending or falling away or leaving your life. And then you have the new beginning, which is the birth. So those aspects are themes of the 8th house. It's also about regeneration and renewal in some cases. So this depends on your situation, if it's relationship related, or it could be money related. Coming in, it's something needs to be reborn or regenerated, or something needs to fall away and end, and something new needs to be brought in. So whatever is appropriate for you. It is also to do with psychic abilities maybe coming up at this time. You have got 12th house here, and it's aspected with the solar eclipse. It could also be that you have a realization, or you have something, epiphany, something settles into you, and then you may just see something with incredible clarity now, and then you can initiate around that. But it can also be to do with obviously finance. So this is normally big finance. This is investments, insurances, and taxes, banking, accounting, assets. All of those things come in there. It can also be to do with legacies, either creating a legacy or benefiting from a legacy. And it can also be inheritances, and this, as I said, may be associated with a death somewhere along the line, but it It could also be that you're setting something up for your family. Just take it as it resonates. So, but it's normally to do with, big money, and taxes also obviously coming into this as well. So it's about finance. And it can also be that you're handling finance on behalf of others or another person. The other aspect of this is to do with any kind of union. And this is to do with the coming together of either a love relationship or a business partnership, or the separation of it. Again, take it as it resonates. Or something could be regenerating, as I say, but it's the emotional and material resources between a committed love relationship or a business partnership. How is that going to fit together? How do all those aspects come together in that union? So all of these aspects coming in for you. Now we have got here Aquarius, I know. So this is, you're getting a glimpse of the future in this house. Something, you're getting a knowing about something. You're seeing something, a glimpse of the future. Really, that is the best way to put it. You're seeing something, and it's something that you just kind of know. It's a very far-reaching energy, this. But it can also be related to all futuristic things, really. And this can be tech-related even, coming in perhaps to do with finance and so on. But I do feel that this is around relationships, whether it's a committed love relationship, or it's to do with a business partnership, or you're dealing with other people in this the 8th house. And, you're seeing certain things to do with that. But this is about being detached in some way, not allowing the emotional side to overtake you, all right? And so being detached, looking at things from that sort of viewpoint. And it can also be to do with, like, as I said, friends or acquaintances, or people that you work with, or people that you associate with that are like friends, who are going to support you in something, or they're going to be around for you in something. So all of those aspects come in, but it has got a very strong social or global aspect coming in with Aquarius as well. This is really seeing far into the future, seeing trends, seeing the movement of consciousness and so on. So it's got that huge kind of aspect, but on a personal level, it can also be related to perhaps just detaching, or not getting too emotionally involved in something. So if you work in finance, or you're helping with others with finance, it might be best just to step back, because you need to have perspective in this regard. You need to have objectivity. So it's a very airy element, it's a very mental element, and this is where the knowing comes in. And it's got as I said, it's about but it could also be about your visions, your personal visions for the future, your ideals and so on, and your personal hopes coming in with this. So something is changing in this regard. It could be related to finance, or to a relationship, or a partnership. Just see how that comes in for you. I do feel it is personally related. We've got Kuan Yin, compassion. Release judgments about yourself and others, and focus on the love and light that is within everyone. So you could be seeing something, or some aspect of your life is now changing, a cycle, or it could be some sort of commitment or partnership that you've had, or it could be related to handling money on behalf of other people, but it could also be the regeneration, the renewal of something, whatever is coming in for you. But you need to bring compassion in at this time, and this is where the Aquarian side of it comes in. Detach from the judgment side of it. Okay, just detach from that, and look at it from that point of view. There's a full moon behind her at this time. Now, the full moon in June is on the 24th of June, and that is in Capricorn, which is a goal-oriented, very progressive energy, ambitious energy. It's a planning energy, it's a mature energy, business energy as well. So this could very well be a business partnership, but it's saying that step back into your compassion and release the judgments of yourself and others, and that will help you to navigate the path. It is also saying here, bottom of the Fairy Tarot is Four of Summer, being distracted and failing to see a magical opportunity, taking someone or something for granted, discontentment with life. So just be careful, as I said, with this Kuan Yin compassion, be careful that you're not slipping into this Four of Summer, the Four of Cups, okay? That's why you've got Kuan Yin here. So release judgments about yourself and others and focus on the love and light that is within everyone, because some aspect of this is coming in for you. So it could also be to do with this 12th house situation. There could be something rising up out of the surface, or it could be like a self-defeating behavior that is coming up for you. With the 12th house, sometimes you can be distracted, but you're not seeing something. There's something that you're missing here. There's something that you're not connecting with, and just ensure that you're not taking something for granted or someone, and just look at it from this point of view, and detach from having those deep-seated, as I said, self-defeating behaviors. Now, some good news coming in. We've got Jupiter abundance. So Jupiter, as I said, is in Pisces at this point. And this is a very, as I said, very really huge opportunity for healing, for transcendence. Jupiter is very expansive energy. It can bring abundance, luck, breakthroughs, expansion of all kinds, growth of all kinds, happiness, joy even. It can also bring a person that's special to you, can bring that love into your life. But it can also be activating aspects of Pisces, which is to do with, the spirituality, the healing, the transcendence, the connection to the divine, and just connecting to that in general. It's a very expansive energy. So lovely energy coming in. It's got a 7 there, so this could be coming fully in July, or could be 7 days or 7 weeks, whatever is appropriate for you. But very expansive, very beautiful energy, very uplifting energy. In some ways it can inflate things too much as well, so just be aware of that. But it's saying that abundance or joy or happiness or a breakthrough is coming in for you now. Okay, Pisces, hope you enjoyed that. Please take care. Have a wonderful month. Please don't forget to like and share, or like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.